it's the benefits of being there for a while. I wrangled my way. Like when I changed my job, I'd already had the office, and then I moved into a different one, smaller one. Even though I'm like, technically it was a demotion, but they kept the pay the same. So I'm like, I'm fine with this because the job's better and easier. And so please don't die. Don't do that. Don't die.
I'm sorry, I laughed and
That's okay.
saliva went down the wrong place.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens pretty
Okay.
often.
Okay, we are live.
All right, sorry. Hi, guys.
I will just hit the share button, and then we'll give it a few minutes for people
They just got to like come in to me dying.
Don't do that. That's bad.
I'm sorry. This week on Reins of Azeroth, Sirius drops dead.
Log in and tweet. Done. That email. Okay. So we've got a lot of archaeology to talk about. Have you done much archaeology, Cinder?
I did some, like a little wee bit.
So not maxed then.
No. Oh, none of my professions are maxed. I can't get them maxed to save my life. It's really frustrating me.
Unless you have a gathering profession, you don't have it maxed because you need to be
mining.
110.
I have mining, and it's still not maxed. It's a pain in the bottom. I've been mining out the wazoo, and I am still not maxed.
What? Are there like 3 different kinds of things to mine, or is it
There's
2,
heaps
or?
of things. It doesn't. It's just everything. Like all the nodes went grey. Like when I was at 720.
Oh, that's weird.
Which I think is a tooltip error, but
okay. Well, the Dark Moon Fair's going on, so that's a free 5 points because I'm stuck with leatherworking at like 780, and the only thing that I can make that gives me 1 point, it requires the fell stuff that's BOP that you get from world quests. And it's like, geez, that's just gonna take forever because it was giving me like +5, and they're like 3-star recipes. And then once you hit like 780, it's just like, no, now you have to make that 20 times, so it's going to take a while. And it's like, don't even get me started on the moose.
How about we start recording and you can tell us about the moose?
Okay.
Hello, everybody, by the way. Welcome.
Okay. He is muted. And I will hit record, and I'll give you a countdown, Cinder.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of Reins of Azeroth. I'm your host, Cinder, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Spaz. And this week, we are also joined by archaeologist and pet battler extraordinaire, Cymre Jones. How are you, Cymre? And Spaz?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
So
it's
much
Legion.
To do in Legion.
We're having fun.
Are you actually having fun?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Of course.
It sounded a little bit like you were maybe not having a little bit of fun.
Oh no, I'm having lots of fun. Sorry, I'm just having some technical things popping up because...
Oh, that's okay.
Reasons. It's all good.
Okay. Well, while technical thingies are happening with you, and I'm assuming that we're still recording, then
yes.
Let's
just a bit of a sound error.
Let's interview Cymre and ask her some really tough questions that are really not so tough at all. So, yes. Cymre, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into playing World of Warcraft, please?
Okay. Well, I work in IT, so I do a lot of like web stuff, web design, graphics, and things like that. Usually maintenance of websites, that kind of thing. I do mostly contract work. How I got into playing WoW was my brother had just started playing, and he was recommended the game at by some guy at the GameStop, and he called me up one afternoon and said, "Hey, you should come over and have a look at this game I just started playing. It's called World of Warcraft." And I said, "Oh, okay." And it wasn't too bad. It was only like a 15-minute drive. And he was playing a human in the starting area, and I, watched him do a few of the quests, and I thought that looks kind of cool. It's kind of cartoony, but I like that kind of stuff. And then he said, "Let me show you the trailer." So I started watching the trailer, and I thought, "Oh, this is cool," because you see like all the different classes. I thought the hunter looked pretty fun to play, and then the druid, how she transforms, that looked kind of cool. And then it showed the undead, and I thought, "Oh, that looks kind of scary to me. It's like Lord of the Rings or something. Maybe I won't like playing it." So he said, "Take the 10-day trial, try it out. If you don't like it, it's not a big deal. You can just stop there and see how you go." So I took it home, installed it, made a human paladin, and started the first few quests. And after the first 2 quests or something, I thought, I think I'm gonna like this game, so I just kept playing.
That's awesome. Do you still have your human pally?
Actually, I just deleted it about a month ago.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I was
wow.
cleaning out all the, the characters I didn't really play. I didn't want to keep track of so many servers. So
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
rounded it down to maybe like 2 main ones and one on Illidan, which is kind of like my sometimes my pet collecting server, because they tend to have
Okay, cool.
a good source of the more interesting pets.
Awesome. So what is your favorite thing to do in game?
Well, it would have to be something to do with pets. Pet collecting, I would say, is a big thing, and the battling, of course. I actually do love, whenever there's like a new beta or something, I love exploring, just exploring first off, to kind of get my bearings of, where to go and what to do.
Yep.
And
I have no sense of direction at the moment. I'm like, where is everything? I don't know. I need like exactly that. I want some time just to run around and find out where I am.
Just wait till you get the whistle.
I do have the whistle.
Also the, the treasure hunting stuff, I find that really fun as well. All the jumping puzzles.
Yeah, they've been good. I'm glad
the
that
grappling
they're less...
hook.
The grappling hooks are awesome.
Yeah, that's
I love
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Except when you're trying to go in one direction and it pulls you back in the opposite direction. It's like, that's not the one I wanted.
Yeah, when that happens, I think that I'm like, did I just click on the wrong one? Usually it happens when it's really late at night, because I just had the week off and played lots and lots and the silly hours and stuff, and I just figured, yeah, I'm just really, really overtired now, and I must have just done the wrong one, surely.
Well, I figured if it does go back in the other direction, then it's trying to get you to pick another angle. So that's what I generally do. I found the ones heading into Helheim, the portal.
Yep.
At the end of Stormheim. Yeah. There's one there in particular that does that right in the middle, on top of those peaks.
Okay. The ones that I had, like, that I realized, this is not doing the right thing, I just had to move slightly where I was. Like, if I just jumped and moved forward a fraction. And then it's like, yeah, cool, you mean that one up there. The one that I've been clicking on for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's true. I ended up backwards and forwards like twice, thinking maybe it just, glitched up or something, but no.
Maybe it's trying to lead us to better treasure.
Maybe.
Well, not when you can see them all on your map.
Shh. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Fair enough. Now, Cymre, do you have a favorite mount?
Oh, I love Poseidus. It's just a shame you can only you can only use it in the water. Because can you imagine? Oh, I can't really imagine them putting like a giant bubble around it or something just so you could, mount it everywhere. But
it would be cool if they did, though.
That is my
Yeah. Well, we do have a new water mount in the game, so with Legion.
It's a shark or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the jellyfish looking one.
Yeah. There's two water ones.
Yeah, as soon as I said one, I was
right,
like, oh no, there's two. So yeah, that's true.
It's like one of those deep sea thingos with a dangly thing on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that looks really weird, but it moves, like, its movement is really awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. What has been your favorite mount collecting moment in the time you've been playing?
I would have to say the day I found the right camel figurine, because I had only just seriously started farming those little guys for probably 2 weeks straight. So it actually didn't take too long, but because I was doing like 2 circuits a day. I managed to find it after maybe 12 of them. So that was pretty cool. And then the next morning I logged in and did my usual Poseidus round, and I actually managed to find Poseidus the day after. So that would have to be, the
Wow.
highlight. Yeah.
That's like using up a lot of mount luck all at once, I think.
Oh, for sure. Because I have nothing surpassed that.
That's awesome, though. That's really cool. What's been the most difficult mount for you to get then?
Probably the Time Lost.
But you have it.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't. Okay.
No. I
enough.
think it's cool how they've changed the looting system. So if you party up with 5 other people, you can all loot it. So
yeah,
that's
I
kind
think
of
that's
cool.
amazing.
Although I
That's
haven't really
great.
gone back since then to actually look for it.
So much other stuff to do.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you have a mount on your wish list?
There are several. I would say the moose mount coming in archaeology, that will be one, but that's just a time thing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I wouldn't mind the spectral dragon. He's pretty cool.
The Elegon one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really
So
tried
pretty.
farming that one yet, though.
Yeah.
At least it'll be easier now to do it on like 25 heroic. Now that we're higher level.
That's
that
true.
one drops on any
Better
difficulty,
chances.
so
Yeah, but better chances with 25 player lead at least.
I'm not actually sure if it's.
If you do it
got
on
a
your
chance.
own, isn't it more loot because it's 25?
Yes, you get more loot, but it's not like more than one will drop for you. So I don't
No,
think there's a
but-
More
higher
gold
chance.
or something.
Oh yeah, more gold and stuff.
Mm.
So I think it's just 1% on 10 and 1% on 25. Like there's no difference.
Oh, that's
I thought it
piddly.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very little. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It may be
Super rare.
0.5 and 1% for 25, but we don't know the exact
Yeah.
numbers because Blizzard. So they don't like giving all their secrets out. So
That's okay.
now, if you
Keep
could
wishing.
create a mount to put into the game, what would you want?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a good thing, but I was thinking something to do with archaeology, but I don't really like the idea of, like skeletal things. Like we already have the skeletal raptor, right? Nothing that's really dead. So I was thinking maybe like a sphinx or something.
Yeah,
Something
that'd be
that looks like it's
cool.
made out of sand that just like moves around. So obviously that would just be a ground mount, but I still think that would be pretty cool.
But it could have
I like
wings
that.
made of sand.
That's true.
Kind of like the Quillen mount from Mr. Pandaria. You could do a similar thing where they're like slightly spectral. You don't really see them until they jump up and fly.
The
Yeah.
other idea was like a unicorn. I know the Alliance have something that kind of resembles one, but it's not actually a unicorn. And people keep saying those things in Legion are unicorns, but I don't really think they're unicorns either.
I like them though. Really pretty.
They are cool.
I do like them. I wanted to ask another question. I forgot to write it in here, so I hope you don't mind me asking. What was it like getting yourself put in the game?
Oh, holy crap, it was so exciting.
Like, that's amazeballs.
Because it was out of the blue. Actually, it was. I was just randomly responding to something Jonathan LeCraft had said on Twitter. He was looking for, or he was trying to think of some achievement name to do with pets. So I kind of put in my 2 cents. And then it was soon after that he kind of sent me a DM asking how I would feel about a trainer called Cymre Jones. I thought,
that's amazing.
it's like my dream come true kind of thing.
You're immortalized now. I mean, you're there
That's
forever.
excellent.
Yeah. And
Your
then
pet battle was impossible.
Well, later on
though, it
he
hurt
said,
me.
"Oh, well, we're kind of going to have to change the surname because Jones isn't very blood elf like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
that's
come
true.
on.
But you still know it's you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cool. That's so cool. Well, thank you for letting us ask a bunch of questions at you. It's good to get to know you a bit. I'm super jealous of you being in the game. It's so cool. It's so cool.
It is.
Why don't we move on to our mount count updates and what we're hunting, and if you want to have a quick chat about what you've got up to in Legion as well, if you like. I think so. This week we have one tweet from Lita, and that's it. And I can only assume that everybody else is just far too busy playing the game to send updates. I know for myself, I've been really rubbish about emailing anyone about what I've been doing. But if anyone in the chat wants to let us know how you're doing, tell us, and we'll read it out later on. But Spaz, why don't you go first?
Okay, I got myself 2 mounts this week, the Swift Forest Rider, because I realized I had enough tickets for it from the Dark Moon Fair.
Oh, sweet.
And I bought the Mystic Rune Saber because
Lovely.
of a something I posted on Twitter the other day, a screenshot of a pet that I had tamed on my hunter in Legion.
Yes. That's lovely.
Yes. It's the Mana Saber, and I had the item that turns Hearty into the pet, that's the same pet that I have. So I had 2 Mana Sabers, Brightpaw, and I was on the Rune Saber. So
Awesome.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
That's cool.
the full set. It's really cool. And
the little
Sirius got to
Brightpaw,
name the pet that I tamed. If she wants to just quickly jump on Twitter and post that link into the chat room, if she gets a chance. The name the name that she wanted me to name it was Othala, which is really cool. So
That's so cool. I do love that. It's so beautiful. That picture that you posted, I'm like, that's how I want to do it, except I'd be a little gnome. I'm going to make a gnome hunter. And then she can ride around on all those things.
Toys. I'm pretty sure everyone's gotten a lot of toys.
I didn't keep track because
I
there were
was
just
writing
too
them
many.
down because I was genuinely curious how many I've gotten. And I'm up to 159. So
How many is that? Like, how many more is that?
4, 5, 7.
Oh, right. Yeah, I could just count. Don't mind me. Like I said, I'm doing well today.
At least 14.
Yeah, I'm at 14 up. Like, I'm up 14 from last week as well, like, just doing this stuff.
The Rock the Skyhorn Kite is a must get if you're leveling in High Mountain.
I don't have that one. I haven't finished High Mountain yet.
It's there's a few treasures around the place that drop feathers, and one of them drops a kite, and you combine the 3 feathers and the kite to make it, and it's a toy that gives you slow fall or glide, basically, for a minute.
You combine that with the
really helpful.
And I'm turning around hoping that Thor can hear me right now, but I'm guessing not because he's not looking at me. There's a toy at the end of High Mountain as well that throws you up in the air. Is it the Brulfist Idol or something like that?
I don't think I
have.
Yes,
he's giving me the thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's this Brulfist Idol. I don't know if I'm saying it properly. But it's like Aviana's feather.
Oh, I need to get that then.
Yeah. So
Are you
this
talking
idol,
about Emerald Winds?
The idol throws you up in the air, and then if you use that Skyhorn Kite, then you've got the glide, because the idol just throws you up, and then you don't have slow fall or anything. You just drop to the ground. So if you have the 2, then you get that's awesome, because I don't have the idol yet, but the toys. I've been using Goblin Glider kits to jump off the mountain to get to other places and stuff, which is very handy.
And as a hunter, when you unlock the Eagle Flight Network, there's an eagle that's sitting next to your class hall. He has feathers around him, and you can use those feathers, and it's a 2-minute glide.
Oh, that's really cool.
And the Eagle Flight Network itself, there's at least 2 eagle nests in every zone you can fly to as a hunter that no one else can get to, and they're actually quite high up. They're at like the highest points in the zones, so you use that, and you can basically glide to anywhere in the zone. Speaking of pet battles as well, I found Sternfathom's pet journal, which is apparently something really huge for pet battling this expansion, because he it's like a once a week battle that you can do, and you summon Sternfathom to you, and he gives you pet charms if you beat him. So it's
Okay.
it's a really big thing.
I think I got that, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, I try out all the toys when I get them because they're really funny. Obviously, I've got the Robo Nomulator because I've hit over 150. Oh, geez, I
Yay,
can't remember the name of the
congrats.
zone, but there's an imp that you do a few quests for named Daglop, and he
That's
sits on your
Azuna.
he's sorry, in Azuna, yes, he sits on your shoulder and calls you names.
Or if you're a ghost wolf, he rides you. Like he quite literally rode me.
Oh, that's funny.
Like I was a mount. I felt
yes.
very degraded.
the contract the toy you get is a copy of the contract, which lets you summon him, and he just like hangs out on your shoulder. So
Awesome.
really funny. There's a whole bunch that I've gotten as well. So yeah, and achievement wise, I've done all the quests and treasures in High Mountain, the quests and treasures in Azuna. I have hit 110. I've done all the quests and treasures in Val'sharah. I took the very long staircase top of Watchtower for 10 artifact power and achievement.
Yeah,
I don't remember which zone that was in though.
It's actually you get that doing jewel crafting. So, because I have a habit of this is why it took me so long to level. I get lost and I start exploring and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, I wonder what's up here. And so I started going up the tower, and it was going on for so long that I actually wondered if it was like some sort of joke thing where you don't actually end up going anywhere. And then, then it came stairs. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, this is fine. So
I thought there must be at least a treasure at the top, and there was.
There is.
Yeah. There's a little treasure chest, I think.
10 artifact power.
I got the achievement, and then ran back all the way back down again, and then was doing my jewel crafting quest, and the end of that, he's like, oh, now we need some gems to make this. At the very top of this tower, there's some gems in the eye sockets, and I'm like, oh,
that's exactly what happened to me on beta.
I felt so stupid.
Well,
you're not the only one.
Yeah, I feel better, thank you.
I've unlocked the first 4 artifact colors, so I got the achievement Fighting with Style Classic. As a hunter, I bought my hidden artifact appearance because that's the easiest one to get as a Beast Mastery hunter. It's just like 8k gold and that's it. Like some other classes, you have to fight tooth and nail in raids to get it. I've got Legion Archaeologist. I've hit 800 in my archaeology, and I've also hit it in skinning as well, which is good. And I am 1/5 of the way to faster mount.
Well done.
Because I've explored the Broken Isles. So
that's very good.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm anywhere near that.
Well, if you've done all the zones. I had one area in each zone that I just hadn't been to, and I'm like, I might as well just go over and do it. There's one zone in High Mountain. I don't remember the name of it, but it's technically kind of off the map, and it's a PvP zone. It's really hard to find. If I could remember it, I would tell you. Don't. So yeah, it's kind of off to the western side of the continent itself, the zone itself, and then you have to just head south down the beach until you find it. And it's this big tower, and as I walked up to it, and it's like, you are now in a PvP free-for-all zone. And I'm like, oh crap, am I going to get killed? Am I going to get killed before I get the thing? And I just ran up to the tower, turned around, and ran back out. No, because no one was really there, because I guess there's a PvP zone in a small area in every zone, but I don't really see any of them. What's worse is there's an archaeology dig site that spawns in one of those zones in Stormheim.
Yeah.
In Stormheim. That's fun. But yeah, what about you guys? I'll stop talking.
No, you're right. Cymre, why don't you tell us what you've been up to?
Well, I've only had one mount, but that was from collecting 300 toys, so that was kind of cool. Just before Legion launched, I was sitting at 290, so I figured instead of trying to farm the ones from Pandaria, which, is not 100% drop, I figured surely there's going to be 10 easy ones I can get in Legion, and sure enough there was.
Congratulations.
So the reward from that was the Mechanized Lumber Extractor, which is basically a reskin of the Sky Golem. Good thing is on my Druid, I've been having fun riding around on that because you can still pick herbs while you're in it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We had to do some research on that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then for achievement points, I've actually managed to get quite a few, including Surveying the Land, which is one of the archaeology ones, just for getting a rare artifact, and that is from completing the quest line, or one of the quest lines that we had this week.
Oh, cool. Congrats.
Oh, yes, I got that achievement as well, and I was a little confused because it was a quest reward, and I got the achievement for it. I'm like, that's odd. It doesn't seem like that would be...
Yeah, it's completely new to Legion. All the rare rewards will be from quests instead of digging, which I think is a really, really good change.
Yeah, I can't wait to finish the quest line with Bran to see what happens with him, because we'll talk about it later. There's an achievement to do with it, and it's really interesting. So, yeah.
And have you been enjoying Legion so far, Cymre?
Oh, it's hard because you want to focus on one thing, and I want to do so many things, focus on my professions, and then level up my toon, and then the pet battles when they're up, and the reputations and things like that. And it's I kind of do a beeline for one thing, and then I see something out the corner of my eye, and it kind of skews my attention to do that.
Yeah, because I can totally relate.
Yeah, I was on my way to actually do one of the pet battles, and then I remembered, there's a Murloc quest, on this coast, and I want to do that because I know that gives me a toy at the end.
Yep, I did that last night. So then I
kind of, So many diversions.
It was good though, yeah? The Murloc quest, did you enjoy it?
The what?
The Murloc quest.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I thought it was very cute. Drove me up the wall. I had to look one of them up because it kept phasing for me, and so I'd be running to where I thought I had to go, which I was pretty close, and it kept phasing and taking me to be in Azuna instead of Surima, and so everything would just disappear, and it was really frustrating.
Oh yeah, that would be. I just thought the quest text was funny because it's all garbled. Well, to us it's garbled, but unless you speak Murloc.
Which I don't. Not at all.
Would be cool if there was a toy that let you understand Murloc or read Murloc.
That would be a great toy.
That would be good.
Yes. Blizzard, get onto that one. That'd be fun. Even if it's only for a short period of time. And I hope that, it's just gobbledygook. That would be wonderful.
Actually, the first time I saw that, I was excited because I thought, there's a new Murloc pet that we get that's in the journal, but they didn't really say where the source was from. So I was all excited thinking maybe at the end of this quest chain this would be the reward. And then
they're baby.
It's it's a toy. Okay, that's still cool, but not as cool.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I have no new mounts this week at all. My toys, I didn't list them. So I'm at 219, which was I'm 14 up on that, and given Spaz's list as well, I'm I want to go get that kite, and I've got to go get that Bullfist Idol and stuff, and lots of things to do. I still haven't finished High Mountain, and I need to do that because there's also a cooking recipe that I need that's in the very, very far north of the place. So I need to finish off that zone, but I'm having to focus so much on getting raid ready, and so I'm having running dungeons and mythics and spending a lot of time doing that and doing what and I'm using quotation marks, should be doing to get myself raid ready. And then after that, sorry, just okay. So Ianasius says all the water in the Shaman class hall makes me want to pee. Yes, I can understand that. Can't say that it happens to me, and now I'm going to be paranoid that it will. But the Shaman class hall's awesome.
All the class halls are awesome.
See, and that's on my list. So I'm the same as you, Simri, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on doing this thing, and then I get sidetracked. And I'm like, oh, but what's over here? This thing looks really interesting. Oh, there's a quest that just randomly appeared. I'll go do that random quest. Or, hey, I can click on this thing. What does this do? And it just takes me so much longer to get everything done.
Yeah.
But I want to get all of the artifact weapons for all of my alts.
Oh, yes, I know. I can't wait to do that. Actually, speaking of cooking and things coming out of nowhere, did you know that Nomi was going to come find you when you unlocked your first cooking recipe?
I did, yeah. I did.
I didn't know.
It was still really cool.
I knew he was going to be in this expansion, but I didn't know how. And I picked up a recipe, and he just appears out of nowhere and runs up, and he's just like, hey! I'm like, he's back! Because I was so happy. Yeah. I was so happy, his dailies were really fun. Like, teaching him how to cook
I never did them.
You had to do enough to get 50 iron pour tokens, and then you buy a bell, and you use the item to, you ring the bell, and then he comes, and he was a little baby Pandaren.
Yeah.
And you'd teach him you'd make stuff, and you'd show him, you'd give him the food and stuff, and it was like you're teaching him how to cook, and so it's really cool.
Yeah,
because
now all he brings me is burnt stuff.
Well,
he's not learning. He's just burning things.
I've gotten at least 5 recipes from him.
Oh my goodness, that's. Oh.
But
I'm just not having any luck.
I gave him 50 high mountain carp at once. I just dumped it all on him, and I was just like, "I'll be back in 2 days when the clock's done ticking on that." So
did you get any duplicates?
No, I haven't gotten any duplicate recipes from
Wow,
him.
because other people have. They've just they've sent him off with 2 work orders of the same thing, and they came back with the 2 copies of the recipe.
Are they BOP? Can you sell them?
Yeah, you can't sell them. Yeah, he was like, I wish I could auction this.
Well, in the end, I think once you unlock the recipes, you might not be able to give him the stuff anyway. So once you get the level 2 or level 3 recipe, then that's it. So it's better than nothing.
Yeah, well, I'd rather recipes than burnt stuff. Come on, Nomi. He's probably resenting me from not having taught him during taught him rather. For having not taught him.
It would be funny if you had exalted reputation with him. He would make the food better because you actually did teach him rather than not.
That's true.
It would be cool, but
well, anyway, Legion's super awesome, and I've cried so much in the last week. It's astounding. When I went back to work today, everyone's like, how was it? And I'm like, I cried so much. Like, what is wrong with you?
What, that bad, huh?
Oh, I bawled my eyes out.
There's at least one just punch in the gut moment in every zone.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
What are you doing, Blizzard? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I love how all the zones are completely different. Like, you get a completely different feel when you're in each one. It's almost like its own mini expansion.
Yes.
And you get to see so many familiar faces, people that you've missed over the years, so that's been fantastic.
It has. And Suramar is out of this world. Like, I'm running through it, and I keep stopping all the time to take screenshots, because I'm like, this is so pretty, yeah. I can't take it, it's so pretty.
I'm not a fan of Suramar. The city,
oh my goodness.
At least. The city.
Oh my goodness.
Because everything's hostile to you unless you have the mask on.
Yeah.
Visually,
and when you have the mask,
though, beautiful.
Oh, yes, but it's just annoying generally, because, as soon as one guard spots you, you get attacked by, 40 people, and it's like, well,
just don't run.
You've
got to stay and hit it. You kill it.
When 20 NPCs jump on you at once, there's not really much you can do.
You do get, seconds to get out of their little targeting area.
That's true, but when it happens, it's really annoying, because then you have to go back to your body, respawn, hope nothing targets you, and then use the mask again.
Do you know that there are grappling hook type things in Suramar?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Because they can be a lifesaver.
A couple of there's treasures and stuff in there that I've used them to get, so yeah.
So there's part of I won't go into detail, but there is part of dual crafting quest that takes you in there, and
Holy crap. I'm just gonna say what was it?
Oh,
the one off the guard took so many kills. That was just ridiculous.
Oh my God. So that's the only point in time. So there's been a couple of other times where I've been frustrated, but that was the only time that I was just like, you know what? four-letter words all over the place. I was getting so mad and so upset because they were not dropping, and then the mobs weren't coming along that I needed, and
Yeah, exactly.
my partner
I
ended
ended up
coming
fishing
along.
some of the time,
Oh, did
waiting
you?
for them to respawn.
I just got really mad, and my partner Thor ended up coming along on his demon hunter and helping me kill them all. He's like, "Stuff this, we're just gonna kill everyone and everything."
Yeah.
Got there
Well,
in the end.
speaking of annoying profession quests,
Uh-oh.
there is a quest in Stormheim for the pattern for the moose mount.
Yay!
You have to go after a spectral moose who is living in the northernmost point of Stormheim. You have to chase him around the entire zone with a leash attached to him on a mount. It took me
What
Brings
Thor-
back Garrison stuff, stable thingy.
Watch Thor try it.
solid hours.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
There's a section where he decides, I'm going to jump off a waterfall and jump down the waterfall slowly. Means you have to jump down to each rock, and each rock takes about a third of your health, and he jumps down 4 different sections. So you die unless you have some way of negating fall damage. So I had to get a mate named Nikki Matt, who, as a shaman, just kind of sat at the halfway point and just healed the living hell out of me as I was falling.
That's handy.
So sweet.
It was frustrating because there's a few checkpoints along the way. There's a checkpoint at the top of that, top of the waterfall, but once you're down the bottom of the waterfall, the checkpoint's not for a solid 10 minutes of running around chasing this guy.
Oh dear.
I was stuck at that waterfall bit for about 3 of those 4 hours. Because a lot of the time you don't know which way he's going to run, so you just have to kind of follow him and guess. And a lot of the time, like, there'll be a giant rock, and you're like, okay, are you going to go around the rock? Are you going to go left or right? No, he's going to jump over it, which means you have to jump and go around the rock at the same time, because if you're too far away from him, the leash breaks.
That's
You know
awesome.
what? Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I haven't
The
really
end
played
of the
my hunter yet,
quest.
so that's something to look forward to.
Now, if you're going to do it, make sure you make the item. Oh Jesus! It's a leatherworking item you can make that makes you not get dazed by mobs when you're mounted in the Broken Isle.
Okay.
It lasts 2 hours. It lasts 3 hours for normal people. If you're a leatherworker, it lasts double. So that's really helpful. It takes literally nothing to make. It's like 10 or 50 just basic leather. So it's really,
right.
really, really helpful. That quest is such a pain. What's worse is because I'm not max leatherworking, I can't even learn the pattern, so it's sitting in my bag taunting.
Oh.
And on top of that, to get Fellhide, you need to do world quests.
Oh, yes.
Or one piece of Fellhide costs 40,000 gold on the auction house.
Yeah, that's
because apparently the quests for Fellhide have not appeared.
Yeah,
much.
I can't. Oh, I was just gonna have a look and see if there were any on. My WoW just crashed. All right then. It's telling me, don't you WoW and podcast at the same time? Yeah, I haven't seen a quest yet for the. So there's a dual crafting equivalent. I think it's Infernal Brimstone, something like that. And
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet either. And I need that for some things as well.
Yeah, rarer crafting mats are just through the roof. Like there were 2 patterns that I wanted to buy that also cost 5 emeralds or sapphires or something. And I was like, does anyone know how much these are in the auction house? Oh yeah, one of them is like 10k. I'm like,
yep.
I'm not spending 50k to buy one pattern.
Yep, that's because the mining sucks. Mining hurts my heart. It really
Cinder,
does.
the Infernal Brimstone is actually from a mining quest. It's one of the world quests, so you'll have to be a miner to actually do it. But the good thing is it's not BOP, so you can just send it over or buy it from the
I am a miner. I'm mining dual crafting. So I should get it. I'm not seeing profession quests show up on my world quest.
I haven't seen many.
I stumble
The
across
item I was
them.
talking about is called the Stonehide Leather Barding.
Yeah.
And it prevents the player from being dazed while mounted in the broken arm for 2 hours. Duration is quadrupled for players trained in leatherworking.
Quadrupled is pretty decent.
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours. And you can just, you could run through an entire zone and not get knocked off your mount. Unlike everyone else, who just, as soon as one mob attacks you, you get dazed and thrown straight off. So it's really helpful. The Blood of Sargeras is a little annoying to collect.
Nah, dungeon out the wazoo, mate.
Dungeons,
Everywhere.
I realised that.
World quests too. They drop
and world quests.
quite a few as rewards.
Yeah, Fellhide is the annoying thing, because apparently you can skin it off some mob somewhere, and it's like a 20% chance. I've been looking on Wowhead looking for it, and I just cannot find it. It's just ridiculous. And the high-end patterns, like there's some toys that you can get for leatherworking, like a flaming hoop that requires 5, a pet bed that requires 5, a leash that requires 1, and the moose itself requires 10.
Yeah, I was just because Thor's a Skinner as well. He was saying that it same as the mining one for me. It should be a world quest as well.
Yeah, I wish we could skin it from somewhere, like some mob that you can get it from. Like, I think there's someone in Azuna, or I think Azuna that does it, but I really don't know. But we'll move on to the news. Because there's a little bit of news. Obviously, Legion is out, but
really
also means that there is a new app that's actually coming out.
How good is this app?
I think today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. It should be out roughly.
Yeah, probably tomorrow for us.
Yeah, and now it's a companion app for Legion that allows you to look through all your alts and do their world quests. Accept world quest, send out your followers and accept the rewards, and all the rewards from completed world quests will be on your characters when you log in.
You know what? I've never really used the Blizzard Armory thing because I wasn't that interested in looking up my character and stuff like that on my phone, but this, I have to admit, is pretty cool. I'll definitely be checking that out.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because my class hall, the missions for that, like for the story of my class hall and whatnot, are all out of whack with the times because I started it because they're like 12-hour duration, and I started one at silly o'clock at 11 o'clock at night. That goes for 12 hours, and so that then is available to pick up at 11 in the morning. But I'm at work then, so then I have to wait until I get home and get the chance to log on, and I'm losing this opportunity for all these quests. So I'm like, hey, I could just do this at work. It'll be really good.
This is going to be super helpful when I get all my alts going and get them into their class halls. Have you started the research?
Yes.
On your weapon? Yes, because that takes a week. One.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my first one to come back.
You running 2 at a time,
I think mine is done. Yeah? You can set up 2 at a time, but it only it's the same as Nomi's profession stuff. Like when one runs out, it'll automatically start the next one.
Just in case you forget, because I forget these things.
Yeah. Now, when I did the quest to get the pattern for the stone leather barding, May Francis is to do with it, and
of course she is.
She has a bit of dialogue to tell you. Now it's well, you see, the problem that adventurers keep whining about is that their mounts will occasionally buck them off their saddles when hostile creatures attack. I told them to stop running through packs of animals, but apparently that's the fastest way to travel, not the fastest way to travel. So I figured if I couldn't convince them to stick to the roads, then perhaps it would be easier to build some armor for their mounts to protect them from all the attacks. So it's pretty funny.
There's been a few sassy things in Legion that I've come across. They're fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of the quests for professions have been really fun. I find that I've enjoyed them, even though they're a bit out of the way to do.
I like that they're out of the way. I like that it's actually not important that you have max level. I do like the tiered system of, rank 1, 2, and 3, just to make it a bit easier to make them. So you don't, you could have 720 skill in whatever you're doing, but you could still have a rank 3 recipe that makes it easier to craft. Like I like that it works that way.
Yes,
I
I love
actually
that
had a rank 3 design drop off a mob today, so that was
Yeah,
kinda
that's
cool.
awesome. Yeah,
I wasn't
had that as
expecting
well.
that.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
there are a few world drops for the various professions. I like that the higher ranks use less materials.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
so helpful.
The other
yeah.
thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. I don't know anything about this.
Okay, I was just gonna say. I started watching Panzer from where I had Trade Chat. Posted an interview that she did with some of the devs at PAX West, and they were talking about Karazhan and 7.1 and the app and all of that. And it came to pass that there will be a mount reward at the end of the Cymre episodic questline that is coming out in 7.1. And they wouldn't say what it was, but they said it would be Nightfall and themed.
Yeah, with the mana sucking stuff.
I'm very excited.
It's intriguing.
So, it is, and it's nice to know that that's coming up. Karazhan looks really cool. I haven't watched the preview
It's like
yet.
psychedelic.
I haven't watched the preview yet. But just knowing about it, like the difficulty of it and stuff, I need to find a team to do this in amongst trying to do all of the raiding stuff as well. But I really want to do it. I want to give it a go.
Yeah.
The achievement thing is, I think, is a nice touch as well.
Yeah. The app is set to release on September the 7th. So tomorrow.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but we'll move into our main topic, even though we've been talking for a while.
Sorry. Archaeology and Legion. That's why we have Cymre, because you are the archaeologist extraordinaire and pet battler extraordinaire. But your archaeology guides have just always been really, like, all of your guides are actually bloody brilliant, and we'll have the links in. But your Legion one was for Legion archaeology rather was really great. So we thought, hey, why don't you just tell us?
It got me really excited for Legion archaeology.
I'm always itching to do these sorts of guides because it helps me out, and then hopefully it helps out you guys as well.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to run us through then some of the changes? Like, what are the biggest changes that they made to archaeology in Legion?
Oh, sure. One of the first things you'll notice when you're at a dig site is that when you're standing right on top of some fragments, a shovel will appear on top of your head. So that's pretty cool. As soon as your little survey equipment turns green, you can just keep running in the direction. Usually it takes maybe 5 steps and you'll see the little shovel pop up on top of your head, or you can just keep going, even if it's yellow, go in the same direction, and 80% of the time you'll see it pop up on your head.
Yeah, it gives you a buff called "You're standing on it."
Well, yeah, exactly.
I do. Yeah,
the buff helps too.
So I've only done a handful of Legion. I've only done a handful of archaeology, but what I did discover doing this last night was that if I'm in Ghost Wolf form and I'm running in the direction of where I think it's going to be after the green flashing, I can actually miss it. It doesn't trigger. So you need to walk kind of slowly for the shovel to appear. Yeah.
It's still good enough that you can follow that direction.
It's awesome.
It's happened to me as well. Like I've been running, it appears, and then I stop, and then I dig, and it's like, no, it's behind you, because like I went a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Because the buff isn't perfect as to when it activates and when it deactivates. So sometimes you can run a little bit past it.
Sometimes a little bit of a lag or something, because it takes a second to pop up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But
the other thing is, instead of 4 dig sites, you'll have 3 in Legion, and except they'll all be in the same zone because they're all quest related. The good thing about that is you're not traipsing around from one end of the continent to the other, so that's good. Dig sites, most of them are smaller. You still have to fight through mobs and things, which is can be annoying, but for the most part you'll get some where you don't have to fight anything, so it's quite relaxing.
Yeah.
The other thing is, instead of having to find, say, 20, artifacts for a given branch, now there are only 5, and basically you have to find 5 of the common ones, and you get the rares which come all from quest rewards. So every fortnight, you'll see a quest once you're 110. You just go to Dalaran, the archaeology shop, and what's her name? Daenerys the Learned will give you a quest every 2 weeks, which will take you to one of the 5 zones. And you will find that the storylines are quite varied, so it won't follow Bran, like each fortnight until you're done. It kind of switches it up a bit, so you're following 3 different storylines to make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, my first
That's
run was
cool.
with Bran. I had to collect 200 demonic archaeology fragments, so that's why all mine are in Stormheim. I was wondering about that. I'm like, I'm surprised I haven't seen any in any other zones. Like, I haven't gotten any of the Night Elf archaeology stuff. I've done some High Mountain Tauren, some demonic. I haven't gotten any of the third faction. So,
well, I think we might get a new one this maintenance period, a new quest. So if you haven't done it, I'm actually wondering whether you can pick up the second one where you can do both concurrently. You might have to wait until the dig sites pop up again for Stormheim if you haven't finished this one. But I mean, that's kind of cool how you can keep more than one in your log if you need to.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I picked up the quest. I haven't gone off and done it yet. And now I'm scared I'm going to lose it, so I'm hoping that the maintenance tonight really is just short, so I can duck on and quickly do that in case it does go away.
Yeah, it will take a while because it's 200 fragments, and you get about
Well, they do give you 2 weeks to do it. So, I mean, for me, doing this one, it took me, I think, over 3 days. I was just doing, a few dig sites here and there.
Okay, well, I'll get it because I've only got, go meet Bran, so I'll go do that and then at least get the part where it says, okay, now collect 200 of these.
Yeah, exactly.
So at least get that point up, and yeah, that'd be cool.
The really other good thing is, the spawns that you can sometimes get when you're digging?
Yeah, so I was going to ask that because I had a couple last night and I'm like, is that new or is that I've just not noticed before?
It's actually, well, it's not new, but, it's relevant to whatever branch you're doing. The good thing is when you're on one of these quests, those drops will drop a higher amount of what you're after. So, for example, if I'm digging, pick up some fragments, I might pick up 2 of the quest item, but if you kill one of the spirits or the spawns, they might have 9 or 13.
Yeah,
so you really want to get as many of those as you can.
Yeah, that was happening in general archaeology. A lot of the ogre dig sites would give like a spirit ogre would appear and start attacking you, and you just get a bunch of extra solves. You just get a bunch of extra pieces. It's like
I did enough to level.
It's like a rep rock, basically, because we can't really train our archaeology to be better, like mining and skinning and stuff. So it's kind of a bonus.
One thing I will say as a kind of tip, one of the quest lines, you will need to have 10 restored artifacts. So I will say if you can, just save 10 just for that particular quest line, just to make it go a little bit faster.
Yes,
because
I'm spending
that one
all of
you won't actually
on...
need to do any digging. If I remember correctly, you'll just need to hand in 10 restored artifacts.
So
if that'll make it a hell of a lot quicker.
I've still got all mine in my bags from General. Will that count?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I spend all mine for
older boxes.
For what are I can't remember the name. The Anchorage ones. For the mount.
Right,
I still don't have. Yeah. But now there are 3 different factions when it comes to archaeology.
Mm-hmm.
The first being the Highborn, which I haven't seen yet. They have their keystone is called an ancient Surumar scroll. They have 3 rare items, which one of them sounds really, really, really cool, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. It's the Starlight Beacon.
There actually may be more. I've only encountered the ones that I have in the guide.
Okay, fair enough. But the Starlight Beacon. Draw an outline of a starlight field. Players inside the starlight field can fly.
Wow!
How big is this field?
See, that sounds cool.
How big is this field? That's the only thing I don't know. I want to know how big it is so that I know how much I can use it to fly around. because this will be really helpful looking for treasures, basically. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The next one is the Shard of Sialax, which is bind on account. Can be placed on an artifact weapon to increase its item level and grants a rank of a minor trait. So I'm guessing this is kind of a random one that will proc.
It will be relevant to, like, you get a choice, basically. You can choose which one you get that's relevant to your artifact.
Okay.
So I just put
that sounds cool.
the one in the guide as an example of one you can get.
Do we know what item level? Like, what
I'm
the
hovering
increase will
over it
be?
now.
Like,
It says 805 at the moment.
okay.
But that might change. Like, maybe it's 8. Like, I don't know
think
if
it
you've
actually
seen...
scales with whatever gear you're wearing, because that's
Yeah,
how
that's
the
what I was
gear
just gonna
seems
say.
to work right now.
Yeah, and
Okay.
there's some of them, like, on the world quest, it tells you this is what the reward is going to be, and the eye level is, say, 8, 10 plus. And so it can be, you know, anything from that and above, which is really good.
Yeah. And the last one that we know of is the key to Nathalis Academy. And this gets you to a time-lost version of Nathalis Academy, which is in the quest line. You go through there and, you know, everyone's a ghost. And so it takes it back to before. And apparently there are a few quests in there and some really interesting stuff you can do in there.
Oh, cool. When you
Actually,
go in the timeless version.
Well, if you quested through the area, you might have done them already. It was the one to, what was it? The one with the runes where you had to activate all 3 runes. Did you ever do that one?
Yes, you have to draw.
And then you had to, like, I think, fight with someone or something or other.
Yeah, all
there was
the
another
lessons.
NPC. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So you can just redo those
cool.
again.
Okay.
I like that. I liked complete side note, but that main area where like those 2 teachers are like, you're late, go find your robes and your hat and all of this stuff. The guy behind them is the innkeeper, and he's like, oh, I can't remember his actual name, but he's like Filch from Harry Potter, and his cat is Mr. Norris, so like Mrs. Norris. And I'm like, it's Filch and Mrs. Norris. And I was really happy because I'm like, I'm at Hogwarts, kinda.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now there is another quest-related one that's the Crown Jewels of Suramar, and it's just an item that sells for 5k gold, like vendor. And
yes,
then you've got the 5 items themselves: the Nobleman's Letter Opener, the Pre-War Highborn Tapestry, the Quiet Wine Vial, the Inert Laystone Charm, and the Violet Glass Vessel. Now, obviously, these all can, and you know, you'll have to hunt them down, the pristine versions of them. So, yeah, it's just those kinds of things you
Matter
need to.
of luck.
Yeah. Do you want to take the Tauren ones, Cymre?
Oh, sure. Well, the keystone will be the High Mountain Ritual Stone, and the 2 rare items I've encountered so far is actually the Moose Mount, which is actually the spirit of Holm High Mountain, which is like, you know, the big wig of High Mountain.
Yes,
his beloved mount. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to farm for his bones. That's like the main thing for that.
Escheron, because I remember I did the quest in High Mountain where you actually have to play, like you go
the
back
scenario
in time
kind of thing.
and,
yeah.
Well, it's not actually a scenario because you see hundreds of other people doing it at the same time, which is kind of annoying. There was a certain part that was bugged as well, so you had like there was like 50 of them just kind of standing there looking around, waiting for this quest to happen. It was bugged for a little bit, but it's fixed now. So. But I won't.
Can I just ask? Does that mean that everybody's like with the way that this you get these from the world quests and stuff? Does that mean, Cymre, that everyone will get their moose mount at the same time?
Yeah, they will, because everyone has the same quest every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
that's cool.
Theoretically, it will take for 13 times 2 weeks to get all of the rare
Yeah, so definitely
archaeology
several
stuff.
months. But there are
So,
also items that I
26
haven't
weeks.
actually encountered yet. So I'm actually not sure how many there are at the moment. There might be something like 20,
There's
or maybe less than 20. The
4.
interesting thing was these were all the quest lines I did on the beta, and the only one I've done on live is the one that we all had this week.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I'm assuming that we'll get a new one tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking on Wowhead now. There are 4 quests for Highborn Archaeology, 5 for Demonic Archaeology, and 4 for High Mountain. And so
See, that makes sense for the
Yeah,
Demonic, because that's Bran, and he takes us basically to each zone. And I've done
Yep.
4 so far.
So the other one, Prize Rock Necklace, is obviously a neck piece. Is this got random stats to it, or is it just... It has 3 prismatic sockets, which I think is going to be really
Good for everyone, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like raiders are going to want this when it comes up. So hopefully that's this week's one, or maybe next week's one, so that they can help with the race to world first and stuff.
I have a feeling they're going to go through like the other outstanding quests, since technically people have done these ones. I don't know how they actually, whether it is random or whether they do follow some sort of sequence, even though it doesn't seem like a sequence.
According to Wowhead, the Prize Rock Necklace has random enchantment. It always has plus 789 stamina with 3 prismatic sockets, and the socket bonus is 480 the leech. So,
yeah, so basically it's good for everyone. You can just plop whatever you want in there.
Yep. There is the Shard of Celiax, which is a class specific, a spec specific relic for your item, your artifact weapon, and the other one is the Spear of Rethu, which is a one-handed pole arm. No, I did not misspeak. It's a one-handed pole arm.
Okay. How does that even work?
I don't know. Who knows? It was apparently used by the Rethu Ironhoof, who was one of the first Tauren settlers in the Broken Isle. So we'll see what happens with that one. And it's a bind on account item, so and it's item level 605. So I think it's kind of 100 to 110 item for your other alts. Probably.
605 still low though. Like 700 was the invasion gear.
Yeah, it may just be written incorrectly on Wowhead, but who knows. But yeah, Sin, did you want to take demonic?
Sure. So the demonic ones, the keystone is the Mark of the Deceiver, and the rare souls. Is it Wormy Tunkins? Is that how you say his name?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, he looks super cute. I mean, he's ugly as, but I have a soft spot for ugly things.
He's the guy you were handing
there's a pet battle tamer who looks exactly like one of those guys, and he's just the hardest one out of the bunch.
Well, he's the same model as the guy who was selling you the items in the invasions.
Yeah, when I so I've only done I did a little bit when I was around. I can't even remember the area, so I'm not even going to bother trying. And then yesterday when I was doing the archaeology, it was down near where like all the ghost ships and stuff are. And the 2 little ads that came out when I was digging in there were these little demon guys. And they were fun to kill. But I don't know. It's such a unique looking pet. He looks really cool.
Yes. Actually,
he looks kind of creepy to me.
Yeah. Oh, he's
speaking
creepy,
of that pet and the ships, in Stormheim, that area, there's a small island known as Morheim. I had a world quest there today.
Yes,
and I cleared it out. It has a bunch of Murlocs on it. And when I cleared it out, the Odin came like in the voiceover. He said, it's good that you've cleared them out because that place was named after a great leader.
Nice.
And so I'm like, more Blizzard people sneaking themselves into the game. So.
They deserve it. They work their bums off. So for the demonic souls, we've got Wormy Tunkins, which is a little pet. We've got Blood of Young Manaroth, What does that do? I should click on these
According
things
to
before
this,
talking to
it's
them.
an ancient concentrated demonic essence.
Yeah,
And
you
apparently it
break it
goes
up
in the
in
Oblitorium.
the Obliterum Forge.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Wait.
Right.
But who knows what it contains? Plus, that quest to get the forge sucks. On my server, the plate gear, that one piece is worth 40,000 gold.
Of course it is. Like, that's just how much they are.
The cloth,
It's crazy.
leather, and mail stuff all worth 1k. But the plate
Yeah,
stuff's
I'm not
worth
looking
20.
forward to making all those.
I've got 3
I
of the
refuse
4.
to buy them.
I refuse to buy them as well.
Yeah,
I
look,
just
I
wish
think
they
that,
were all higher so I could sell mine and make some gold.
I think the plate things and like anything that requires mining and anything from mining is going to be expensive because mining is just hard. There's not an abundance of mining nodes everywhere. I did
That
find
and all the province use it. All the ore.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, 'cause I'm like, okay, I need some gems for my jewel crafting to level it up because when you get to max level jewel crafting, you jewel crafters get a really awesome gem. And I'm like, cool, that'll be great. I can shove that in something when it comes to raiding. That'll be very helpful. And I can't level up jewel crafting because I can't get enough. So not only are the mining nodes really kind of not rare is not the right word, but they're just not everywhere. The gems that come from them are so few and far between as well. So it's a little bit. I'm hoping that they increase, not heaps, but just a little bit. I'd like a slight increase in the number of nodes and or the gems that come out of them. But that's why they're so expensive. It's the same on my server. I had a guildie saying, "Hey, can you make such and such yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can make it, but you're going to have to get the mats." And he's like, "Oh, send me the recipe and I'll go find it." And he looked it all up and he came back to me and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." I'm like, "Yeah, neither am I, dude. It's too much." The item itself that he wanted was on there for like 60,000 gold. And I'm like, I wish I could make it just so I could have the gold.
Yeah. The other thing I've noticed is for skinning, I cannot find the quest giver to get the rank 2 and 3 skinning specific stuff. Like, I've got rank 2 leather, but I've only got rank 1 scale skinning. So I'm looking for the people that have the quests for that, but I cannot find it anywhere.
Don't they just drop from the mobs?
No, there are certain quests where you go and the trainer's like, go skin this thing 10 times, bring me the stuff back, and then I'll give you the recipe that's rank 3 skinning something. And I just haven't been able to find them. I've been over every zone looking for them.
Okay, so with the mining ones, quests that takes you to the trainer to then say, go do this thing, that drops for me from the mining nodes. So I have to hope that I get a quest drop while I'm mining. So it could be a similar thing where you just got to keep skinning. I don't know.
I've looked on Wowhead and it's you get a quest from this person. I've looked at this person and they have no quest for me. So I guess I need to do a little bit more research.
I've just had Thor tapping me on the shoulder that what I said is exactly right. He's got all of them. He's got all 3 ranks, and you just get it from skinning. Except in Stormscale. So you just get it from doing skinning. The quest itself will drop from the mobs when you skin them.
Okay, because I've maxed skinning and I'm just like confused.
Yeah,
so,
you just keep going. Anyway,
Okay.
just to round off the demonic rare souls, we've got the Purple Hills of McCree, which looks like an artifact increase, and the
1,000.
Okay, cool. And the Crystalline Eye of Undravius, something like that. It's a toy that the tooltip says, peer through the eye to see a world where the demons won the war of the ancients. And no, I don't want to be doing that.
I actually have this toy.
You have?
Yeah, I managed to get it last night as well.
This is the one that Bran gives you.
This is the current quest line.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
All right.
And there's another one. It's a BOP unique trinket called the Imp Generator. And your damage and healing spells have a chance to open a portal to Mardoom, sending a stream of imps at the target or your target's opponent.
Splendid.
So that sounds really helpful for healers.
Yeah, so a complete side note, I now play Enhanced to do everything, because Ellie was weak as, and so I had actually resorted to leveling in my restoration spec from like 105 to 110, which is why I took so much longer than everyone else. So now I do Enhance for all of my world quests and outdoorsy things, and I kill things super fast, and it's awesome. But generally, yes, that imp generator would be very helpful. Sorry, complete sidetrack. So with the demonic ones, as you guys said, you've got the quest with Bran Bronzebeard in Stormheim to go grab that toy, which is the one that we've got at the moment. And then there's a couple of others. One that's in Azuna that starts out with a quest called Out of the Frying Pan. There's another one that starts in Suramar with a quest called One Step Closer. And the fourth one is in Velshura and starts with Fell Fragments, which is very cool. And just as a side note, like the reason I love Cymre's Guide is because you have videos. The videos are really lovely, and lots of pictures. I do love all of your pictures. Cymre, can you tell us about things of the past, please?
Oh, I always thought it was funny how in the old Dalaran, basically all the professions had some sort of shop except for archaeology. And why does mining get a shop when it just doesn't? To me, it didn't really seem to need it.
Yeah.
So basically, if you visited the shop, they've converted the mining shop into the archaeology one.
Yay.
Good.
And so what happens? Like, is this, so am I right in that when you solve something, it goes up on the walls in there? Like what you had in your garrison with the room?
Yeah, there are a couple of bookshelves, or actually 3 bookshelves upstairs. So that's where they will be displayed.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's the really pristine cool. Souls get up there. So there's the 3 different types of archaeology, and so each one represents one of the pristine versions of the artifacts you can get. So
okay, yeah,
12 in total, and I've already done 3, so I'm on my way.
That's amazing. That's really good.
The first one I solved was pristine. I was like, what are the chances? Like, I was so happy.
I think they do that on purpose to lull us into a false sense of security, thinking it's not going to be this bad this time.
No,
it's just the first one.
It seems fun. Like, it seems a nice way of doing things. I like that there's quests associated with it. Like, I think that's why my archaeology always kind of dropped off, because it's like, okay, I just got to go dig. And I know that you're still just digging with this as well, but it seems to have a goal that I can see at the end of it that is going to be really good.
Yep.
So I like that. That's really cool. So there's a couple of achievements that you can get with archaeology in Legion. You've got getting your hands dirty for completing 50 Legion dig sites, sifting through the sand for 100 Legion dig sites, and no stone unturned, complete 250 Legion dig sites, and it rewards the title The Groundbreaker, which is cool.
That is pretty
sounds cool.
Good for shamans.
Yes, I might have, because
Are you going to spot the title?
I might. I might. I have lots of, because Doomhammer's all like the Doomhammer offhand Doomhammer, like the copy one is all fiery and stuff, which is really cool. So I have a lot of fire themed things at the moment. So, and I'm wearing the Miss of Pandaria Shaman Challenge Mode set, which has like fire coming out of totems on my shoulders and stuff. So lots of fire things. But I do really like the idea of the Groundbreaker. That's actually really cool, because like there's abilities that smack things in the ground and like trash it, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm all for that.
When I hear the word Groundbreaker, I just think of Thrall's ultimate from Heroes of the Storm that is the Sundering. That it's just this giant break in the ground that pushes everyone out of it. That looks really cool. So that's all I can really think of.
That is really cool. That is cool. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say the rare finds will give you some achievements as well. So surveying the land, as Cymre said, is for obtaining your first rare archaeology find. This side up is for getting 8 of them, and then a keen eye is obtaining all of them, which theoretically should take us half a year, if that's every 2 weeks. But yeah.
Oh, the other thing is this side up has one of the artifact appearances as well that will be rewarded.
Ah, excellent.
And I think that's one that I want.
Yeah, see, that's good. I like that there's different types of rewards with this.
Yeah, different sources.
Yeah. And so then the last achievements are handle with care, restore one of each of the common Legion artifacts. Legion Curator, restore and display pristine versions of all Legion artifacts. Legion Archaeologist is to get your 800 skill points. And the Dwarven Dream, help Brand find all the pieces of his Titan relic. That's cool too.
I can't wait
see,
to
this
see
is
the
cool.
end of that quest line.
I saw the dig site was up and I'm like, I'm just gonna, shove my shovel in the ground and see what happens. And like reading through this, I'm like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Cymre. This is really good.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Glad it helps.
Definitely, thank you.
Are there any tips for people for any special things that people should be doing? Or is it just a case of just dig?
Yeah, I think so. It just depends on where the quest line takes you. But as I said, if you can keep the 10 restored artifacts for that one quest line, that'll definitely help.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good. I'm glad I've still got some.
Yeah,
Yay!
I had like 20 that I just spent, so I feel bad now. So hopefully it's not this
Oh,
week's
you
or next
probably
week's
won't go
quest.
for a few months, so you've got time.
Yeah. Well, that about wraps us up for our Legion Archaeology. Thank you again, Cymre, for running us through it all. It's really exciting. Actually, I'm really looking forward to doing it. I'm kind of excited about raiding actually starting, so that I can kind of go, okay, cool. Well, now we're raiding, so now I can do some of these other fun things that I've been having my eye on, and this is actually one of them for a change. So I'm looking forward to that. So like I said up at the top of the show, not many tweets or emails this week because I'm assuming everybody is playing the game, but we did hear from the lovely Lita who said, I'm loving the questing, reading everything and taking it all in. The stories and music hits my heart. The music is beautiful. I keep crying. Stupid game. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that wraps us up. Next week, this note's a lie. I think we're talking about all of the mounts that you can get, and we'll probably cover a couple in in more detail. We're just mindful that some people may not have gone through all zones yet, so we don't want to talk too spoilery about some stuff if people haven't had a chance to do it all yet. Well,
actually, we could put up a poll on Twitter to see if people want us to go in depth on all the mounts, or go in depth on all of the artifact appearances, because some of them, I think most of them have been found, and so I'll put up a poll tonight, and we'll see which one people would rather want us to talk about. So it'll either be artifact appearances or all the mounts in Legion. So we'll see what happens.
I don't want to do the artifacts. I want them to be surprises. Everyone, vote for the mounts. Vote for the mounts. Anyway. So, yes, that's it. Thank you again, Cymre, for joining us this evening. Can you tell us how people can get in touch with you or where they can find your wonderful blog and guides?
Oh, sure. Well, I'll start with blog first. It's bubblesofmischief.com. On Twitter, it's just Cymre. I shouldn't say just Cymre. It's at Cymre. On YouTube, you can basically put in youtube.com/Cymre Jones, and the same for Facebook, facebook.com/Cymre Jones.
Fantastic. As for us, if you want to come along and join our live recordings each week, we start on Tuesdays around about 8:30, and on Twitch, obviously, at twitch.tv/Reins of Azeroth. The show can be found on our website, reinsofAzeroth.com, as well as on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. Videos of the live show can be found up on YouTube. Just search for Reins of Azeroth with no spaces in it. If you like what we're doing, leave us a review on iTunes or a thumbs up on Stitcher if you've got the time, and we would be very grateful. If you have any questions or stories or pictures of mounts, toys, achievements, anything at all, especially tell us your Legion stories, because hopefully by next week everyone will be like, oh, I'm going to take 5 minutes, and so I'm going to send Reins of Azeroth a tweet. Please do. You can send us an email at reinsofAzeroth@gmail.com. On Twitter, the show is at Reins of Azeroth. Spaz can be found at SpazWesson, and I can be found at Cinder_tweets. And we also have a Discord server. If you would like to join that, just send the Spaz or myself a message, and we will invite you. That's a lot to say.
Yes.
Yay!
So thank you again, everybody, for listening, and we will catch you next week. See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
And the episode is done.
Yay! Serious,
That
I
was
love
fun.
the picture. I love the picture of Cymre.
Yeah, I just noticed that I flicked it over and I thought, oh, that's me.
Yeah,
Yep.
how
I
cute are
suspected
you?
that's what you were going to do
Yeah.
when you asked for my
yes.
armory thing.
Yes.
Yes, Sirius
Yeah.
does all our wonderful artwork, and this is going to be a fun thing to do. We need to get more guests. Total pressure on Sirius, but more guests so there's more pretty pictures. It's good.
Oh gosh.
What, am I the
Yeah.
first one?
Yeah, the first one to get a picture.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. You're our first live guest.
Yeah.
Much.
We only started doing live a couple of weeks ago, and
Yeah.
Always happy to be a
episode 30.
test subject.
It's the first week we haven't had anything else to show. Like the first week we did a transmog special, so we had heaps of transmog to show people. And last week we went to the Legion launch in Melbourne, and so we had pictures from that to show. And this week, like, we don't have any pictures to show.
Yes,
But-
I saw those. They looked really cool.
It was great. It was really good fun. So yes, well, thank you again for joining us. Because yeah, but I'm
Oh,
ju-
no
like,
worries.
I'm not talking out my butt. I promise you. Like, I really love your guides. I really, really do. They're just, I don't know. They're very well laid out as well.
Well, it makes me
I know that
happy to
sounds
know
silly.
that, people get something out of them.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
it is quite time consuming, but I do like to do it. So, especially even the videos, the pet strats and stuff like that.
Yes. Thank you for those. Especially for
Yeah.
the ones against you. Oh my god.
Oh, I hope they work for you. But some people have said that it hasn't worked as well. But I've been
Yeah.
using it for like the last 2 years or something, whatever it is, and it works for me. So
What are
You
your
know.
thoughts on the new pet battling achievement where you have to do every world quest with every pet group?
Oh my god.
that all takes
Because I was
some
listening
time.
to Battle Pets and they were talking about it, and I was like, that is a lot of pet
120 if you want to do the family familiar one.
Mm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you have to defeat every world quest trainer with every a team full of every family.
Yeah.
and
I
it's
really
like,
want the pet though, so I'm gonna do it.
Oh,
Is that the one that gives the pet, or the increase in the number of pets you can have?
I
To do
think
the
that's
Battle of
it gives
Broken
you a-
Isles is basically defeat everything once. That will give you the pocket pet portal, which
Right,
increases
yep.
the storage. And then
Yeah.
the pet is from
Awesome.
the other one, family familiar.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of work. I accidentally did a pet battle today. I was like,
Accidentally.
Whoops.
no, because I was doing a world, like, I was like, there's a world quest here, but I don't know what's going on, and there's a guy over there, and I clicked on him, but it didn't turn into the icon, and I was like, okay, I'll just talk to him, and, I'll start fighting him, because obviously he's one of the ones you have to talk to before you fight him, and then it shifted into a pet battle, and I was like, oh, it's a pet battle one. Oh, that's cool.
Did you even have anything slotted in there?
Yes, I had
good.
Mercadin, Enchanted Broom, and Bright Paw. I won by the skin of my teeth.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah, my Mercadin had my Enchanted Broom had like 40 health left by the end of it.
That's actually a
his last-
pretty versatile pet, actually. I quite
one
like
or
that
two
one.
of his one or two of his pets were undead, so they came back to life, and I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna lose on
Oh,
the
you're
last
talking
turn.
about Trepaduran. Yeah, 2 undead.
He's in Stormheim, down in the
Yeah,
watery
where the
area.
sweet things are. Yeah, I know the one you
Yeah, him. And I was like, oh great, it's gonna come back to life for one turn, and it's gonna kill me, and I'm gonna lose. But then my broom just smacked it in the head 3 times, and it again. So that's my favorite ability across every single pet there is. It's just whack, 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 and then it's done. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I was so lucky I didn't have triple carrots. Otherwise, I would have been so screwed. Because sometimes I have 3 the terrible turnips in my party, because I'm
Why?
catching stuff.
Oh,
okay.
Because his first ability is just no matter how much damage it does, it can't take a pet down past 1 health.
Oh, right, yep.
Yeah, so it's like you can't
That's
kill
handy.
anything
You
with
can't
it.
accidentally kill it like I do all the time.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's such a good ability, especially when you're trying to catch stuff, because you can hit him a million times with it, but it won't take him down past 1. So yeah.
I have to see if I can get this last stone for Juft. I'm down to the last one.
Oh, congrats. I haven't started that. Again, that's on my list of things to do once I'm hoping I can do it on the weekend.
Speaking of jewel crafting, have you guys found the pattern for the toy?
Yeah, that's
the
what
game?
Cymre's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't.
It's a quest
I
line
really
kind
want
of.
to get that.
It gets rewarded at the end.
Yeah. Is it expensive to
Do
make?
you actually do you get the recipe? You only get the recipe, you don't get the toy itself, right?
No, you do. You do.
Oh,
recipe.
really?
Basically, she has. Well, you helped him out with this. I'll show you how to, make it yourself.
Oh, yeah, but you don't get the toy. You just get the recipe, yeah?
Yeah, the recipe.
Yeah, just the recipe. Yeah, cool.
Is
No,
it expensive to make?
Yes.
It is. Oh, yeah. You
Damn.
need basically 5 of each of the rare gems. So 5 of the colors. 5 colors, and then the Infernal Brimstone, which is a drop off the World Quest mining guy. So you have to be a miner to be able to actually collect the item.
Okay,
So I'll
my
have to do
miner.
that
Or
on my
spend a
own,
small
yeah.
fortune for it on the auction house.
So my miner's gonna have to do a lot of world quests for my jewel crafter. My miner's an engineer.
At least it's not BOP. So that's
Yeah,
good.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. Unlike the Blood of Sargeras.
It took me 3 kills to get enough Infernal Brimstone. Generally, they drop 3 or something. So on the last day, I was short 1. So I thought, I'll have to wait another 2 days for it to pop up.
And if you want a free +5 to your professions, go to the Dark Moon Fair while it's up.
Yeah, I should do that.
That's true.
Because
I might do that
I'm
now.
stuck with leatherworking, and so I was like,
Server shut down in 3 minutes. Damn it.
oh,
I know,
They're
right?
only
Don't
down
worry.
for like an hour though.
Actually,
Dark
I have
Moon
Fair
3
lasts
minutes and then
for
6
a
minutes. I don't know
week.
which one's correct. I'm
I
assuming
know, I've
the
noticed
shorter
that
one.
it's multiple times. I've had some come up with like heaps of different times on it, and I'm like, pick one. Just pick one. But I think surely it's got something to do with the phasing and stuff. And
yeah, probably the cross realms and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm at 785 for my
2:45 minutes.
for my leatherworking, and I'm just like, I have to literally
Shit,
make
the wrong goal.
20 of these things, and each one cost me 12 Storm Scale and 2 Blood of Sargeras. It's gonna take me freaking forever to get.
Yeah.
But
They're not cheap.
I forgot to mention it during the episode, but I did a whole bunch of grinding in the sewers in Dalaran to get sightless eyes.
Ew.
I meant to say, somebody in my Twitter feed already got Rat Stallion.
Yes,
I'm like,
I've
did you
actually
just
seen
know
a
yeah.
bunch of them.
down there?
You know what
That does look pretty cool.
Basically, when there's no guards, just throw an AoE out into the middle of the pile and hide, and hope that people die. That's pretty much all I
Just
did.
get the
I stood
bodyguard.
Up. Well,
Have
no,
you
because
actually
then you can't
looted one
attack
of
other
those
players.
horde? You know, the big chests down there?
I don't know how to. I don't know how that works.
Well, everyone's always
appear
looking.
randomly.
Yeah.
They appear randomly. The first person to open them gets the reward.
What's in it though?
About 100 sightless eyes.
Nice.
Ah, okay. That's
And
cool.
they can take up to like 10 seconds to open, so if someone attacks you, when the guards aren't
those
there...
arena chests.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? On the beta I did a pet battle down there, and I managed to get the sightless eyes. So I thought, ooh, this might be, a good source to get them. But I don't like staying down there too long, especially when the guards go away.
You know, you can hire a bodyguard so you don't get attacked, yeah?
I tried that.
Yeah.
But I thought, nah.
Yeah,
I don't really see myself farming
the thing
it for
is, you have to
turtle.
spend sightless eyes to make
Fair
them as
enough.
well, because the mobs that appear, like the big bosses or the bats and stuff, they drop sightless eyes, but you also have to pay summon them, and so it's
gets really laggy down there for me at times though. That's the problem.
Yeah, because there's so many spell effects going off. There's the toys, the leatherworking toys, the flaming hoop and the pet bed are down in there. They're like 150 each, and then there's like 2 or 3 3-star recipes. I stupidly bought the leather recipe, not the mail recipe when I was down there,
no.
and I'm like, shit. Now I have to grind out another 750 sightless eyes.
You couldn't return it?
No, because I learnt it and then went, okay, which one went to 3-star? Oh, damn it.
Poop.
But it's just it's something I no longer don't have to buy. Yeah, so I got to get a ton of sightless eyes for the mount anyway, so yeah. Although I did see, I'm pretty sure it was a multi-boxer, standing in formation with all of his tunes on spiders. In Dalaran.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Oh, were they
Yeah.
all human something?
I think so. I think we
Blonde
saw them.
with
They were
goggles
standing.
on?
I don't remember. They were standing
'Cause
around
I've
the
seen them
cart.
for like 2 days in a row.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. They all have a similar name. Like all
Yeah.
4 of them are standing there, all on their spider mounts.
Bastards.
You
Wish I
know
could get
what's
enough
sad?
money.
I'm still having a bag space issue.
Me
Why?
too. Me too.
How?
It's depressing. Well, I made a boo-boo because I went to the jewel craft and I bought all the recipes, and then
And you can't
Oh,
learn
and
them.
you
sell
can't
them
learn
back,
them.
and you can't learn them because
Oh,
you
you
don't
can't
have the
sell them.
rank ones for many of them.
Oh,
So they were
No,
stuck
no,
in
no.
my bag. Of course, I could have put them in my bank, but nah.
I did that. I bought all of the leatherworking things and I sold them back for the exact same amount, like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes later.
Well,
'Cause
I must admit,
each
I didn't try
recipe-
selling them back. I figured,
Each
it
recipe
probably
was
won't
like
take too long.
124 gold or something, and I just sold them back for 124 gold because it was
That's good.
like instant. Unless
Well, luckily I've learnt them all now, but I'm still having bag
Yeah.
issues because I'm carrying all the mats for everything else.
Yeah, I have 2 of my bags. One of my bags is dedicated to things. One is dedicated to leatherworking. One is dedicated to the other professions. So I've got like all this food and all these fish in one bag, and then I've just got my backpack and another bag that just like as I'm collecting treasures just fills up with junk.
Reagents
Because
tab.
I
Good.
have scrap. Oh, I don't use the reagents tab. I don't bother going
But
back
what-
to Dalaran.
But that's why your bags are full of stuff. Use the reagent tab. It is an absolute lifesaver. And
Yes, but I forget what I have. I forget what I have in that tab when I'm trying to make stuff.
But you don't have to have it on you. Like I go
The region
okay.
tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's what
like,
worked in Draenor.
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
brilliantly. So you don't have to have it with you if as long as it's somewhere. I
Yeah,
just go look
but
at what recipes I want to make and I click on it and it tells me you have, 2 of 5 of these gems and I'm like, okay, well they're in my bank somewhere.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Most of my stuff is
basically,
pet stuff. The pet
yeah,
stuff.
Yes,
basically
that
all
takes
I
up a lot.
do, it's like, oh, I'm out of food. Go fish up 15 carp, turn it into 2 stacks of food, and then throw them in the top of my bag. So like that's all I do. Like I have a stack of like 50 silk that I'm
my
like,
issue
at some
is
point
the-
I'll turn this into
Something. Bandages.
something.
You should auction some of it.
I don't have that much.
Um,
And
I
and
am-
Sirius is a tailor, so I have to give all the spare stuff I have to her.
Yes, you should. You
Pretty
should give it
much.
to Sirius. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
How do you increase first aid
There's
past
quests.
like 720?
I have no
cannot
idea.
find. I've leveled in all the zones, done all the quests in all the zones almost, and I've only gotten one quest to save one guy who had a fever.
I've had 2.
It's like,
But yeah.
how? I'm just so annoyed.
My bags are full of artifact power because I'm doing everything as enhancement, but I'm putting all my artifact power on my restoration one.
You can't
So-
just swap over
I
quickly
have
and
to
just dump
no,
them.
because you have to. Well, I do eventually, but you have to completely change your spec. You can't just pop in.
Yeah,
You have to be
it
in that
automatically
spec.
equips it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it only takes like 5 seconds to change spec.
No, it doesn't.
ended
It
up
takes
doing
longer
that
than that. It's
too.
a pain in the bum. It takes longer
Oh.
than that. And then I've
Oh,
got to
that's the
find
other
them in
thing.
my
The ancient
bags.
mana that takes up half bag
And
as
that
well.
yes, so that's what I've got. I've got artifact power and ancient mana, and so I have to like half somewhere and spend
What's
a whole
your
bunch of
maximum
time
ancient
doing that.
mana at the moment? 'Cause
mine's
Mine's only
at, like,
700.
Yeah, mine's
uh,
at like 700, and I'm full.
Mine's about
and I just keep-
1200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I keep maxing out. Like I use them all up. Have you guys done the
Yes, we did Moriarty. We did talk about battle pets.
training? The training of the withered. Have you guys done
Oh.
that?
Oh no,
I haven't done it on
How
live yet.
do you
I've done it a
start
few
that?
times on beta.
Do your Siramark quests and it'll happen. So I won't talk about it then because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay, because,
but there's some good loot from it.
Moonglade or Moonguard area in the north. I've done that section of quests.
You just keep going. It's kind of like they have a slight
I actually
break
ran up there
between
for a
them
world
sometimes.
quest, so
I found like they just like at the moment I don't have any quests in Cymre. I've done them, and I'll come back tomorrow and there'll be another one for me to do. It's like they're kind of like you can do this much and then you can stop for a little bit, which is kind of good. It's good because it's a good way to make sure that you don't burn out.
yeah. Although
either that or I'm just not finding them properly.
The adventurer of
I'm not finding. Sorry, Thor's just said I'm not finding them properly. There you go.
The adventurer of insert zone here. A lot of those have like one or two that are world quest elites. So you have to actually wait for the world quest to roll around. I apparently, at some point in High Mountain, ran into and killed a 110 elite mob that was for a world quest without even realizing it.
Wow.
Because I got the achievement for High Mountain, and I was like, that's weird. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. I found all the rares. And then I went to another zone, and I'm like, I can't find this guy who's like something or other, the Smasher. And I looked it up, and it's like, this is a world quest boss. And I'm like, must have done a world quest boss in WotC, but I don't remember having like at least 2 or 3 other people help me with a rare or it one hit. There was an Etten at the top of a hill that kept one-shotting me when I was trying to do
that's the one that Ian has
quests.
put the stats up for. It was hilarious. I've not even seen it.
So annoying because I'm like trying to kill stuff and it's just walking in this big circle and I'm just killing stuff and skinning stuff and like I just hear him go, huh? I'm like, oh crap. dun dun dun, smack. Alright, I gotta run back now. It's so annoying.
Kill it.
Because I wasn't even I was 102 or 103 at the time. I'm like, I can't even, like, it just one hit kills me. I can't do anything.
It will continue to one hit kill you.
Well, no, at 110, my pet can actually take at least 3 hits from it before he dies.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, I think there is a point where you can start killing it. I think when Thor's in his tank spec, you can do it. But yeah.
Oh, I killed that thing with other players.
Eventually. Oh yeah, no, he does all these things on his own. He's one of those people that's like, this thing's really hard to do and it hurts a lot. I'm gonna try and do it, and he just does it. It's just like
as a
the
hunter,
opposite.
you can do that.
Yeah, I'm like flee.
Although, how long did it take him to get his demon hunter to max?
Not very long at all.
Yeah.
Most of
Without
the people
sleeping?
in the no, he didn't sleep. Hang on, I don't think.
Yeah. I remember seeing
No, he didn't sleep. He did it all the way through. 12 and a half hours, he's saying. There you go. 12 and a half hours, bloody hell.
I recently collected the artifact on my druid, and it's so easy to get lost in there. But the cool thing is, I only recently realized that we actually have access to all those dream dragon, those zone-in points for like Duskwood and stuff. That is so cool.
Oh,
there's a portal network in there.
Lovely.
I don't have a druid, but I've heard that one of the artifact appearances, you have to stand by the portals and wait for a voice, like emote thing to, like a screech comes from the portal and you have to go through and find something, and then you have to do that to a bunch of the portals, and then you'll get visited by some spirit who gives the item to you.
Blimey. Okay.
Yeah, apparently it's one of the most difficult ones to do, aside from the ones that actually need you raiding. So
the Moonkin one was kind of funny because I went through the dream portal thing and then someone stole it and then I had to go chasing after the guy.
Oh.
I love the artifacts, I really do.
Yeah. Although,
all right.
We'll go then. We'll kill the stream and let everybody head off. And...
Yeah.
Nap time for Nana Cinder.
Yeah, I know. All I do, I'm really hoping that they come up in an hour. So I'm like, I might just do some washing and stuff, and actual household chores that I haven't done for a week because we legioned it all the time. So I'll do some chores and then I'll come back and hopefully it'll be back up. So, thank you everybody.
Is it just a short one this week?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Yeah, it's just an hour.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Hopefully.
It's amazing. A completely flawless release. A couple of restarts, and maintenance is only an hour long for the first time a week later.
The release was amazing.
They are incredible. I can't when people are asking me, aside from like today back at work, I'm like, aside from crying all the time, I'm just in awe not only of the game itself, but the technological advancements that they've obviously done to figure out how to make millions and millions of people do the same thing all at once. And do you know what 2 people came back to me and said? They're like, yeah, they should really teach other census people how to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Oh
that's true.
no.
Yeah. Although, did you hear about the group of like 20-something-year-olds that were doing some networking some networking course, and they designed a system that was 100 times better than the census one, and then sold it to a company who's like, we'll use this for when we do our personal censuses across our
That's amazing.
across our business. And they were just like, huh, okay. They made like
That's cool.
a chunk of money off of it.
We couldn't do it in the end. Like we never got the letter in the mail. And when we called to ask for the number, like, because you just needed a code or whatever, they're like, oh, yours has already been filled out for that address. And we're like, no, we're the only 2 people living here. So they gave us a code anyway and started filling it out. They gave me the code to somebody else's census because I'm starting
awful.
to, yeah, like thankfully I couldn't see anything. So it's not like I could see details, but I was starting to type things in. It's like, what's your relationship to person 1? And I'm like, well, I'm person 1 because I'm the first person filling this out, you moron. And then it's like, no, it's somebody else's one. So we called them back and we're like, yeah, you gave us somebody else's census thing. Can you please give us the proper code? And they're like, oh, yeah, we don't have your address on file. And it's like, how do you go from saying someone's already done it to we don't have your address on file? And they're like, we'll have to escalate this and we'll send you a code. And you know when they sent us the code? 4 p.m. the day after it was all due to be done. So we haven't done it. Yeah.
Well, they can't come back and fine you then after
No,
that.
well, we tried, like, thankfully Thor made a log of everything that we tried to do. So we've genuinely tried to do the right thing multiple times, and, you know, it just failed. So I'll fight it tooth and nail if they try and fine us.
Oh,
But,
definitely.
yeah, it was just such a pain. I'm like, you know what, I don't like it, but I understand the importance of it. So, you know, I will do it because it is important. It does contribute to so many things. I'll do it. And to make it this difficult, I'm like, wow, so many other people just wouldn't have even bothered when they didn't get their letter in the mail.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad. Anyway, sorry, that was my census rant. All right, I'm going to have to get off here.
All right, I'll cut the stream.
Yeah, Moriarty's like, load it up so I can listen. Sorry, Moriarty. Thanks for coming along last minute. Hello. Thanks for coming along.
Oh, by the way, could I get a picture of this thumbnail that you have on the stream?
I can send it to you through Twitter.
Cool.
And
Sirius
to me too.
just...
I need it too.
Oh no, she actually linked it to you. She just posted it about 10 minutes ago.
Sometimes Twitter eats up the resolution, so I'll send it to you anyway.
Okay.